Hi, this is Yvonne from the AJC dining team. I'm here with Travis Green, the head winemaker at City Winery. And what are we going to be doing today?
Today we are processing 4 tons of Pinot Noir from Santa Maria in California in Santa Barbara County. I'm going to take you through the line. We're going to see the grape sorting, the destemming process, and then into the fermenter.
Very cool. All right, let's take off.
All right. So we start here in the venue, and you can see our barrel room back there. We keep it at 55 degrees for all of our aging. We got about 200 French oak barrels back there. And right now, this is going to be our processing area. Right now, you can see over there, we're actually adding some of the grapes to our fermenter. So that's about 200 gallons of juice and must. What we're doing is adding about 200 gallons of juice and must, about a half a ton, to the fermenter over here. What we're going to, and actually, if you want to, you can walk and see it actually going into the fermenter.
So these grapes are all from where again?
Santa Maria in California.
All right. And what kind of wine is this going to be making?
This is going to be Pinot Noir. This is going to be our tap Pinot Noir, so it should be a little bit rounder, juicy, really easy to drink. We're already getting some really nice flavor off of this. There's a little bit of minerality, some nice acidity.
And how many times a year do you guys do this?
Just once, from the end of August until about the end of October. So about an 8-week period.
So it's based on the harvest.
It's once a year, one harvest.
All right.
This year we're doing about 40% of juice, or 40% of crop from North Georgia as well. So we're about 60-40 North Georgia and California.
Where are the grapes from North Georgia from?
We just got some beautiful Viognier from Kaya Vineyard in Dahlonega yesterday.
Oh, okay.
We're also fermenting some Vidal from Three Sisters Winery, also in Dahlonega.
Okay. Do you have to have a certain amount of grapes from Georgia in order to?
We like to, not in order to be licensed as a winery in Georgia, but just because we are a Georgia winery, we do want to keep it at around 40 to 50% every year.
Okay.
So if you want, we're going to start over here at the table and start sorting some grapes again.
For sure. And if they're just joining us?
If you're just joining us, we are live here at City Winery with Travis Green, the winemaker at City Winery, and we are crushing some grapes to make some wine.
So all of our grapes come in these 30-pound lugs. What we do, we grab these guys, we drop them right into the hopper right here, and now we're going to start moving up the elevator. got 3 of them here. And the hope is that the fermentation kind of staggers so we don't get everything at once. We'll come through and punch the cap down about 3 times a day after fermentation starts. So you know, this holds a little over 1,000 gallons.
So about how many bottles will this amount to?
Well, so we got 4 tons today. If you figure every ton gives 2 barrels, and every barrel has 300 bottles.
Wow, okay, that's a lot of wine.
So,
All right.
if you're just, let's do it if you're just joining
If you're
us.
just joining us, we are here at City Winery making wine with the head winemaker, Travis Green, and we're going to go out and talk some nitty-gritty about how all this works.
We're going to show a little more of the process on our way out.
Than your average grocery store grape, so it's Pinot.
Pine cone.
Pinot means pine cone, okay.
That's where the name comes from. It looks like it's a good pine cone.
It does look like a little pine cone. All right. All right. So, can you, now that we're in a quiet space, can you just kind of like briefly kind of walk through what we kind of just saw?
Sure.
What the steps are?
So basically, when our grapes come in the morning, whether they're from North Georgia or a western state, we want to get them in as cold as possible. So we brought these in at 5:30 this morning before it warmed up. We start going through the line over here with the elevator. They're all packed in 30-pound lugs. That way we're not crushing any grapes on the way through.
Okay.
We want to be as gentle as possible all the way through the process. So they go up the elevator. We do an initial sorting at the hopper there before they start going up the elevator. Mm-hmm. Then they drop into the destemmer, and that machine, it's got a rotor inside, kind of a cage that pulls the stems off of the berries. Again, kind of gentle. We're trying to drop whole berries onto the table. What you saw on the sorting table, we're actually picking out any remnants of seeds that we find, any leaves.
Uh-huh.
We don't want those to make them into the fermenter. We want all good, fresh fruit in the fermenter.
What are you looking for in the grapes?
So we're looking for ripeness. What we're actually looking for isn't just ripeness, isn't just sweetness. We're actually looking for a balance between acidity and sweetness. So as grapes ripen throughout the summer, the sugar is actually rising. But as the sugar rises, the acid starts to fall. So we want to pick in a sweet spot where we've still got balance.
Okay.
These grapes came in beautifully. They've already got some nice kind of minerally flavors to them. It's going to be a really nice lighter-bodied Pinot Noir.
And can you reiterate one more time where the grapes came from?
Sure. These came from these are from Santa Barbara, California. Santa Barbara County, Santa Maria is the town, and this is these guys came in early morning by truck.
And then you said that you're using some North Georgia grapes for another
exactly.
wine,
We
right?
got Viognier from Kaya Vineyards in Dahlonega yesterday. We whole cluster pressed those, about 2 tons, had about 270 gallons worth. Again, this was all of the credit to the vineyards. Good wine is really made in the vineyard, and they did a stellar job this year. It's going to be a good year for Georgia fruit.
Great. And then, so after the sorting table,
they fall into our hopper. We move that up with a forklift and really carefully dump it into the fermenter. We don't want to put it through a pump. We don't want to break up the berries any more than they have to.
Great. And so these are wines that will be for sale here at City Winery.
So after
right?
fermentation is over in about a month, we'll move them to barrels. They're going to stay in barrels about 12 to 18 months before we pull them out. They go into kegs. They're going to be on tap at all three of our locations here.
Okay, so it'll be a while until we'll actually be able to taste
a little while.
this specific wine.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
We're still going through our 2016s right now.
Okay, great. And you guys host Winemaker Wednesdays, right?
We do. I'm in the restaurant every Wednesday from 5 until 7. Sometimes we'll have free samples, barrel samples, different blends we're trying out, and really just talking to people and trying to answer any questions people may have about winemaking.
All right, great. Awesome.
And how often do you all do this go through this process?
So this is a once-a-year process. It's really dependent on harvest. We do this starting. It's a little bit early this year. We started in the third week of August here. We'll go through the end of October.
Okay, great.
Yep.
And I know we talked about this before, but just to reiterate, so the use of the North Georgia grapes, I mean, that's not required of you, but it's something that you guys...
So we're in an interesting category. Any winery can open up in Georgia and bring in grapes from out of state or make their own grapes. Mm-hmm. We're interesting in that we have a farm winery license. That means we can work directly with growers. To have that particular kind of license, we need at least 40% Georgia fruit, and we really want to start doing more than that. The wine industry in Georgia has exploded over the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Myself and my assistant winemaker were both brought up in the Georgia wine industry. In the Georgia wine industry, so that kind of gives you an idea of the longevity of the industry here.
Right.
We're on our second and third generation of winemakers now.
Wow, great.
Yep.
All right.
And the fruit keeps getting better.
All right, so just to wrap up, we are here at City Winery. We were making wine with Travis Green, the head winemaker here. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. I'm going to get back to it.
All right, sounds good.